Okay, this video is for DNP 667, Teaching and Nursing, Module 4. I'm just going to quickly discuss how to maximize learning in this course. This course is kind of unique in that we have 4 modules that are broken up into 3 weeks each. So I definitely think it's important to manage your time wisely. Not in just this course, I would say for any online course, time management is critical. And I think time management is important for not only your schoolwork, but your other life events. You know, if most of you are like me, you're probably working full time, you have your family stuff. My wife and I just had a baby, so I'm trying to balance that. And, you know, obviously fitting in schoolwork is important as well. So the way that I recommend doing this is through using a weekly planner. Whether that's on your smart device, your tablet, I just use a regular pen and paper planner. I'm kind of old school that way, but it works great for me to be able to sit down and organize my time. My wife and I like to organize our week, like on Saturday nights or Sundays sometime. Organized week, just so that we know what we have going on that next week. Just really helps us to have a better view of when I can and can't study, whether my kids have stuff going on, extracurricular activities, I've got work, whatever it is. So I like to use my planner, and it really helps me stay committed to what I have planned, and it holds me accountable. When I look at my planner, I know exactly when I need to study and how much time I have to study, and so on and so forth. So kind of like I said, I build in time to study. And I also think it's important to build in breaks. It's easy to sit down, well, not easy, but you can sit down and study, hour after hour after hour, and you can just bust through your studies, get it done, get it over with. But are we really maximizing our learning that way? I would say no. You're not truly learning if you're just, doing it to get it done. And I think as graduates in our field, it's important that we actually learn this material and that we apply it to our actual lives and apply it to our work that we do wherever we work. And so building in breaks helps me to break up my study time, and it really helps me to kind of refocus and reset for my next stretch of studying. Your breaks don't have to be long, whether it's 5, 10, 15 minutes, doesn't matter. It's up to you what you do during that break. Doesn't really matter either. It's whatever helps you to relax. I like to take naps. I'll set like a 10-minute alarm on my phone, and I'll just lay down and pass out for 10, 15, 20 minutes. So I think that taking breaks is really important. I also like to, let's call it, schedule contingency plans or contingency study time. I like to have one block of time each week, whether it's an hour, 3 hours, 5 hours, whatever I can fit, just for backup study time. You never know what's going to happen during the week. So it's typically Sunday night, Saturday night, I have a block of time where if I don't have enough time during the week to get my studies done, I can fall back onto that contingency block of time. My second recommendation would be to, I kind of already talked about this, but apply our learning to your life. Whether it's in other classes, whether it's at work, whether it's just, everyday life, whatever it is, apply learning to life. And work, in school. So the way that I kind of try and do this is when we learn about something in class that week, I try and apply it in the workplace. I try and, actually participate in that style of teaching, or I try and educate my patients over on a certain topic, or whatever it is that we're learning. I really try and apply it in person, physically, during my workday, because I found that reading about material and typing about it, making our discussion posts, that's one thing, and that's important, and that helps us to learn. But then taking that and actually physically applying it, physically doing it, having that conversation with the doctor, having those conversations with your patients, that's a whole nother level of learning. And it really helps me to maximize my learning and to retain what I've learned and to be able to fall back on that knowledge later on. So I would say applying it in the workplace is really important, and also applying it in other classes. A lot of the articles that we read typically cover multiple topics. So we read it for one course. I like to save my articles and material to my computer and then reread it and reuse it for other courses. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think it's great, and I think that's really helps me to better understand the material. And I found that when I do that, I actually find that I'm learning something new, and that something else stands out to me when I reread it. When you read it the first time, you're really focused on that topic for that course, but then when you read it for a different course, maybe a different topic, something else stands out. And so in that way, I really feel like applying the material and what we've studied from one course to another course, another topic, is also a great way to maximize our learning. So those would be, in my opinion, two great ways to maximize our learning in this course. So hopefully you guys can apply that, and hopefully it's helpful for you in your studies and throughout this course. Thanks for watching my video.